Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, traders from across the globe. Thank you for tuning in to my 2314th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. Traders, I know that this is a Fed day. Wednesday is the second day of a two-day Fed meeting, and cousin Jerome Powell will make his announcements, and we'll see what the Fed's got in mind. And you are looking at the daily chart of the E-mini S&P for trading on 9/22/2021, which is a Wednesday, Fed day. Remember, this is a very risky game. Put your stops in, never trade without them. Watch being in options and or futures. If you sell naked any of those, you can be wiped out, so please know that. And never trade without stops. So, this is an S&P daily chart. And before we talk about this chart, I want to take you elsewhere, and then we'll come back. Check this out. All right, traders. So, sorry about doing these Camtasia shoots every night, my friends. I just finished a 5-night, 4-day Omni camp. I needed a day of recuperation, which is today, Tuesday. It's Tuesday night. I'll be back on my feet Wednesday, and we'll do a regular video most likely. I also happen to have house guests that just showed up right after the Omni campers left. So I guess we'll be doing one of these shoots for tonight. So you are looking at the Dow Jones Transportation Average Daily Bar. This is deemed the leader of U.S. indices, okay? Not always, not every day, but overall, this is the leader of U.S. indices. So it leads Dow, it leads Tranny, it leads the Dow, it leads the E-mini S&P, it leads the Russell, it leads the NASDAQ, but not every day overall. Now, take a look at this average. It was broken on the date of let's see if I get this right. It was broken here, and that date is 6/17. So on 6/17, we broke this average in the transportation average, deemed the leader, and we tried to get above, couldn't. Market came down. It tried again, failure, market came down. So two dates to remember. We've got the date that it broke the average, and that was 6/17/2021. And we've got the high, the date it broke the high, 5/10/2021. All right, so in May we broke the high, market came down, broke the average in June. So let's go take a look at our E-mini S&P now. Here's what I think about the E-mini S&P. Omni has stayed red for this entire down move. It is still red now. It has not given me a green signal to go in and buy. The best I've gotten on this whole down move so far has been a neutral day. We've had no buy days. I personally tried to call BS, if you remember, on this day, expecting it would hold like it did back here, and like it did here, and like it did here, so we expected it to hold here. Omni was red. I called for a hold. It did not hold, and Omni stayed red. So, the things I want to show you are these. We broke the average, as I mentioned. The average was broken on 6/17 for Dow Jones Transportation Average. Well, that same average was broken by the E-mini S&P right here on 9/20. So interesting, 3 months later, we broke the same average that the leader broke. And then the high was put in on the leader. If you remember, we put the high in on May 10th. The high for the E-mini S&P comes in on 9/03. So 4 months later, after making the high, we made a high in S&P. 3 months after breaking the average in the leader, we broke the average, at least we're testing it now, in E-mini S&P. So here's what I'm getting at. If the transportation average deemed the leader, did what it did, broke this average and kept going, if cousin Jerome cannot get a rally out of the markets, which he always does, right? If he cannot get the markets to rally tomorrow after the Fed meeting, then we've got a leg of downside coming up, kids. We're going to end up coming back a little bit. Now, I still think we're going to have a strong quarter at the end of the year, but that's not what we're trading on Wednesday. We'll be trading this. It's happening top day. We'll worry about the end of the year as we get there. For now, My technical opinion is, after watching repetitive patterns and what happens after Cousin Jerome and the Fed meeting ends, if you do not get a savior rally and have the markets rally back into prosperity after Jerome has his meeting tomorrow, then we are in for a down leg, because the leader has already broken this area and continued lower. So this is a must hold area, and we will find out a lot about that on Wednesday. So we will get into a trade. We will sell a rally because Omni's still red, but we'll try to be out long before Cousin Jerome does his dance. Traders, thank you for tuning in. Please come to livewithoscar.com and join me in my free live trading room. I'd love for you to pass these videos around, like them, share them, subscribe to YouTube, and remember, keep your stops in and keep your emotional decisions out. Thank you for tuning in, kids. Good luck trading tomorrow, and I will see you all at livewithoscar.com.